Craig, it feels like it's generally been a positive year for the Montreal Canadiens. Year about getting more competitive, winning a few more games, developing the young players. You love what Juraj Slafkovsky is becoming. You love what Kaiden Guhle is becoming. Sam Montembeault looks like he's going to be an NHL goaltender. But it's been all about the future. So the one big question for the Montreal Canadiens is, when should the focus shift from rebuild to winning?
I think right now. I think they've made such a great adjustment with respect to becoming more competitive, being in games. And this year has been a really good, significant step forward for the Montreal Canadiens. 23 picks in this draft and the next draft combined. We have seen Kent Hughes make trades with the picks to acquire players, Kirby Dach, Alex Newhook. They have a cupboard full of really good prospects. Now, all those picks, all those prospects are not going to play for the Montreal Canadiens. So now, when we talk about having players, having draft picks, assets, tools at your disposal to improve your team, it's right there for the Montreal Canadiens. Opportunities are going to abound. Teams are trying to move players out. You look at where they might have to pay them or everything that goes with it. These are all going to be opportunities, many opportunities for the Montreal Canadiens to take those steps forward. And the younger players, as you just pointed out, have taken those steps forward. Augment them. Add players to that group. And you could look at a team now, if they can take a step in the same type of direction that they did this year, they could be contending for a playoff spot next year.
And that would be music to the Habs fans' ears, Craig. And I'm with you because I think you want to try to match up the players you're bringing in with the core players you have. You want to have them grow together, being around the same age. You don't want Suzuki to age out at 27 and start bringing in young players. You mentioned 23 picks. That is too many. It's unwieldy. You can't have that many picks around. You can only offer up 50 contracts to begin with. So take those picks, first rounders, second rounders, third rounders, package them in, use the cap space you have, weaponize that, and go get more skill. This is what Montreal needs. They need more skill up front. Some contracts are going to start falling off the books, start adding more young skill to it, like the Dach, like the Newhook, chase whoever might be available out there, whether it's Trevor Zegras or whoever it might be. Like, I think this is the time. And to turn the corner in philosophy, even if they're not quite there next year, I think there should be no more talk about, development and rebuild and 10-year plans, 5-year plans. Turn it to like, we are expecting ourselves to be competitive next year, and go get the players with the capital you have to help yourself be the competitive team as early as next year.
And for the Montreal Canadiens, I think one of the things they have to be very aware of and cautious of is you don't want to continuously put this young group of players, this core group of players that have shown that they're going to be capable, are capable, into a consistent pattern of losing, of, oh, we're close, or it's always about the future. The current players don't want to keep hearing about the future. They want to have a chance at success. So the cautionary tale here for Kent Hughes and his management group is, get them into a spot where they can compete and have an opportunity to win, because that not only will lift the spirits of Canadiens fans, it'll lift the spirits and the motive of the players for playing for the Montreal Canadiens.
And it's worth noting that this might not all be able to be achieved by the trade deadline. This is really a process that will take itself through the draft and into free agency, when they can use those picks even more around the draft to move up, move down, whatever they may want to be. Maybe they trade some of their defensive assets. But the time is now that the Montreal Canadiens go look to be better. They have a whole bunch of good young players. They can turn those young players into better veteran players and help augment the group, exactly what you talked about over the next few months, so that when they come to camp next year, they look around the room, they hear the speech from Marty St. Louis, and they believe, because they should, that they're good enough with the players in the room to compete for a playoff spot as early as next season.